So one of the most important things I believe that we can do for our health is to move our lymphatic system and really put effort into looking after that system. Our lymphatic system is the garbage disposal system of our bodies. It's really the system that is going to take all that rubbish once we've digested our food and all the nutrients have been used and the cells dump everything that's left over into the lymph. It's going to take that out for the body to get rid of. Now, the lymphatic system doesn't have a pump, like the heart pumps the blood. And so we need to be moving and breathing in order to really get that lymph moving. So our calves are really important. Walking is a wonderful thing to do, rebounding, and some deep breathing, diaphragmatic breathing in order to move that lymphatic system. But there are certain points where the lymph gets stuck. And this is points where there are a whole lot of lymph nodes, the most congested parts of the body in terms of number of lymph nodes. And so I like to follow something called the Big Six. You might have heard of it. If you haven't, it was created by Dr. Perry Nickelston. He is based over in the US. And if you're interested, I would recommend that you follow his page, which is Stop Chasing Pain on Instagram. He shares just a wealth of incredible knowledge. And I follow his Big Six principles. So this is something that you should do every day. Start every day with your Big Six lymph reset and potentially end your day like this as well. If you have any bloating, sinus issues, if you've got any sort of allergies or inflammation in your body, actually, if you just have a pulse, you probably need to work on your lymphatic system. More so if you have certain conditions that you want to treat. But if you generally feel okay, then maybe just once a day would be enough. Now, there are different ways that you can do this. I actually like to use one of these vibrating balls. I just find that this really is the best way to get into those areas. And then I follow this with the lymph brushing, with the dry brush. So this is a harvest table dry brush. This is natural bristled. You want to make sure that you're using something that's natural bristled and relatively firm to really move that lymph. So this is what I would do. I'm going to take this ball. This is a hyper ice ball. You can get these online. I just put it onto the lowest setting. Okay, I'm not going to work with it on because you're not going to hear me, but just to show you. So once it's on the lowest vibration, you're going to start here in the clavicle, now always on the left side. So most of your lymph drains into the left side, and only this sort of upper body here drains into the right. So your left is always going to be most important point. Now, I mean, obviously you can do this with less clothing on, but you're going to go right into your clavicle there at the top. I go all the way along from the base of my neck down. I'm going to work this area and then underneath that clavicle bone. That is site 1. I'm going to do that left and then I'm going to do that right. Okay, site 1. Site 2, base of neck. I'm going to do that left and right. Site 3, under the arm, left and right. Site 4 is your navel, so you need right into your navel. Now, interestingly enough, if you are feeling pain in strange places or pain that moves all over, often navel work is incredibly important. And if you follow Dr. Perry, you'll see some of what he does there. So I actually do quite a lot of navel work. It's actually your original scar. And anywhere you have scars in the body can cause hindrances and problems. Okay, so that's your 4th point. 5th point is in the groin, both sides, and 6th point behind the knees. So obviously you can do the standing, get in behind the knees. Okay, I like to add a point in which is the sternum. A lot of people are congested here in the sternum, and so I do this actually before I move to the navel. You want to do that front and between the shoulder blades. You can actually line this ball, do both sides, and that vibration from both sides will help release. Here where you've got a big lymph node comes up and then it splits out and it can get congested there, and if that's congested then you have problems further down. So I add that as my point 4, and then I do a lot of navel work. You can also lie on this ball or any kind of other ball that you have around. Doesn't have to be a vibrating ball, and really work into these areas. Remember that you don't want pain. So discomfort is okay, pain is not okay, and you don't need to overwork it. Just a minute here, a minute at the back, and that's actually all that it takes. So I like to do that first to open up those lymphatic channels and then move to the brushing. And then I do the brushing following the same principles, starting here, and then working up to there, and then other side. So always working, you're actually always working towards this point, down to that point, up to that point, along to that point, starting here at the arms, and then only going to the feet at the end. This is also great for your skin health. So you're going to get off any dead skin when you do this. Your skin is your biggest organ. So you're going to get rid of all sorts of rubbish out of your body doing this and help your body detox on top of the lymphatic benefits. So that's why I really love body brushing. And then at the end, just loosen up, move your body a bit, make sure that all that lymph is finely moving, and then you are ready to start your day. So I like to actually add something after that, which is rebounding. So I find that rebounding is one of the best things you can do for the lymphatic system, and it doesn't take long. I mean, 5 minutes of rebounding, they say, is like 15 or 20 minutes of running, and much lower impact on your joints. And if you've got someone who really is not well and you know that they need to move their lymphatic system, even just sitting on a rebounder and just moving like this is enough to start the lymphatic system moving. It's incredibly powerful. Now, I spoke about the lymphatic system not having a pump, and so you need to really use your calves as one of the biggest pumps. If you are jumping on a rebounder for a few minutes once or twice a day, you are really using your calves as a pump, and you are moving that entire system. So this would be my recommended form of exercise daily, something really easy to do. Also great if you're in an office where you are sitting all day, if you had a rebounder that people could use a few times during the day. It's a really great way to keep that lymphatic system moving during the day. And I don't do it for long. I do 5 minutes in the morning, if that, even 5 minutes in the afternoon, just to make sure that my lymphatic system is moving. But remember, open up your big 6 points first, then do your rebounding, and that is going to be the game changer. And then the final thing I like to do is I like to do some fascial release. So I take a ball like this, and I'm going to roll this under my feet. So I'm going to do each side for a minute, moving around to release the fascia. Now your fascia actually, starting in your foot, runs all the way up your body to your head. Fascia, we start at the bottom, whereas lymph, we started at the top. I follow Brooke at Musical Breathwork. If you're interested in fascia release, it is the most incredible thing. Your fascia is something that is holding your whole body together. It gets locked up and tied up and can cause all sorts of issues in the body. And it also can lock up when there are emotional traumas in your life. It's very susceptible to that. And people are learning that as they release certain fascia, certain emotions are released from the body. It's a really powerful thing. So I like to release my feet at least once or twice a day. This is the kind of thing you can keep your wall by, your toothbrush or whatever, while you're doing something else. It's really great to try and kind of stack habits together. Teeth brushing is a habit that you're stacking with releasing your fascia in your feet while you're doing it. Quite a clever way to do it. So I would roll under each foot for a minute each, and then I do a minute holding on each side on a really sore point. That alone can start to release fascia. Another great community to follow is the Human Garage. If you are interested in fascia release, I absolutely love the work that the Human Garage do. They have got a body reset that you can do. It takes about 12 to 15 minutes to do daily. And that is a great thing to even do while you're outside, grounding, getting your light in the morning, do your breathing, and then do your fascia release. They do quite a lot of breathing as well while they do that fascia release. So that's a really nice thing to do. And that is going to reset your body structure from the ground up, and could bring quite a lot of relief if you are someone who suffers from pain, or just know that your health is not at its optimum. And then finally, for me, one of the most important things we can do is walking. So when I travel and I do a lot of walking, I always come back and I just feel amazing. And I feel like my lymphatic system, my digestion, everything is working so well, because we were created for movement and we were created to walk. And so getting 10,000 steps a day is not just a goal that a watch company came up with. It actually is something that you can do to change your life. So I'm looking for opportunities in my own day to see where I can do more walking. whether it's outside in the open, obviously is always going to be first prize. If it's taking walking shoes to work and walking at lunch, do afternoon walks with the family, if it's at a gym on a treadmill, it really doesn't matter as long as you're getting the movements in. So also I would recommend, if you can, open up your lymph with your big 6 first, and then see if you can increase your number of steps. And I promise you that is going to change things. I might have little aches and pains, and when I start doing a lot of walking, those all clear up because the lymph is moving, the blood is moving, you are often outside in the open, you are getting fresh air, the sunlight is resetting the hormones in your body, it's resetting your circadian rhythm, and you feel great. So I want to challenge you. Are there ways that you can get more steps into your day? Because that really is the health game changer. To summarize, I want to make sure that we're doing our big 6 every day, that we are doing either some rebounding or some walking every day, that we're getting our steps, we are getting our lymph moving, we are hydrating with good quality water while we do all of this, and trying to do as much of it outside as possible. If you can do some walking, even grounded, even better. Natural light in your eyes, feet on the ground. This really is one of the most important things if you are serious about improving your health and staying well until far into your later years.